Hello, this is wmpyr here to talk about Professor Bram Frank's LLC Desangut knife. So the Desangut is the Filipino martial arts karambit. Okay, so this is the professor's idea of getting the traditional sangut, which is the Filipino karambit, and making it into a tactical knife. So this is it, and this is the trainer. Okay, yeah. So pretty much exactly identical, and this is because the professor wanted the training to be as realistic as possible. In other words, as close as possible to the actual knife. And you can see that it is, because the handle is pretty much the same. It's just the blade's different. So this blade, it doesn't cut, it doesn't stab, but you still get metal. So you're getting a metal feeling, and that's because to keep it as realistic as possible. Now, if it's a training knife is made of wood or if it's made of rubber, those have different benefits. And this one right here, once again, is to give you that metal feel. And here it is now. So you can see it's the blade shape that's different. The trainer drone, will always be in red. It's color coded that way. And then live blade is anything but red or blue. Blue is for the crimped, and it's supposed to be a working tool color. So right here, the handle is pretty much the same as your standard LLC knives. Therefore, all the benefits, and there's a lot of benefits, a lot of features on an LLC knife, this one's going to have pretty much the same, except it has a ring and it has this guy, the Bram finger, because it is a karambit, right? But other than that, it's pretty much has this, the same shape, therefore all the same benefits. You have the ultra strong puzzle lock. You have the proud liners right here. You have indexing, post in the hole. So I'm just naming off stuff right there. The spoon clip, but this cutout here, so you could get a good grip. Firearm ergonomics. So that's all there. Now, in addition, like for me personally with a karambit, I'm looking for something that I could do the extended grip. I could go into from normal or standard, into reverse or into extended right here, the extended grip, or this way. And the Bram finger helps give extra support there, and it helps make this ring, the way it's designed, gives me a smooth transition. Now, I know that's like, it may not sound like a big deal, but with a lot of karambits, if you have a smooth ring, then you're not getting a force multiplier here like this, okay, where you could, boom, strike right there. But if you do have a force multiplier, then you're probably not getting a smooth ring. So it's kind of like one or the other. To have both is not super common. And this thing has both. It gives you that smooth transition into an extension, but at the same time, it also gives you that force multiplier right there that you could use. And on top of that, gives you extra support in the extended grip. So that's something new. That third part is something really, really new. And the professor invented that. And also it could be used for gripping right there because it has jimping. Now, what I like about this blade shape is here. See the choil? The choil is very, very generous so that my finger can stop the blade when closing, no problem. When my finger catches it, doesn't hurt, feels very, very comfortable, no problem. So that's something that I really like in any folding knife, personally, to be able to do that. And so this one has it really well done. And of course you have the ramp, so all the stuff that you could do with the ramp, all the different things this can do, of course, as well. Trademark ramp, or it's also called the Bramp. And with a karambit, of course, it's famous for the curved blade. You've seen some karambits that the pointy part is really pointy, and you know that's what this is. This is a claw point so that you could hook and catch things real easily. And this does, by the way, it does catch very, very well. Here, let me show. Boom, boom, boom. It catches super good right there. Okay, and then you just pull, and it slashes awesome. And that's what a claw does, right? It sinks in, catches real well. But with a lot of karambits, if it's too pointy, I have seen that the point is prone to breaking off. The tip is real weak. And with this one, I feel like the professor took extra precaution to make sure that that doesn't happen with this one. So I feel like you see how it widens up right there from the top of the blade. You can see just how strong that looks. So it still has that point, still has the curve, just like you'd expect in a karambit, but it's a stronger tip design. And personally, I like the blade shorter with a karambit, because that way, I mean, the whole purpose of the karambit is you could do stuff with your hands while you're holding this knife. And that's why it used to be used like for farm work and stuff, yard work. So you could totally still use your hands. And in a self-defense situation, I might have to open the car, start the car, open the door, you know, climb a chain linked fence or something. You know, I might have to do all these kinds of things, because it's not just battle, battle, battle like a lot of people like to fantasize about. But in reality, it's more running and getting away, right, from the bad guys. So if that's happening, then something like this will enable me to safely and not drop this thing while I can do other things if I need to, use my hands and stuff. And that's why a lot of martial artists like this kind of style, like the karambit style, because you can use your hands. So I could grab, you know, I could do techniques and stuff. So that is the strength of the karambit to me. If the blade's too big, then I have to pretty much use it more like that way, like a sword. And the more closer you get to a sword, you know, then you got to fight that way. And with this is getting shorter and shorter back to your hands. So now you could use it more like your hands. So that is what I really, really like about the karambit. And so this one has a shorter blade, which I like, and it works well for this kind of knife to me. And so it still has that curvature. And yeah, that's another thing people say, is that, you know, with something like this, that it's not going to stab well. And that's something that I've always didn't think so with a karambit. You know, can it stab? And no problem at all. You know, and that I didn't even put effort in there. So karambit, pretty much karambit style blade can stab. It's just, it's not this kind of stabbing that people think about. So from a different angle, it can stab no problem. So just want to make that clear. People think it's just for slashing. Obviously, it's an excellent slasher, but it stabs really well as well. And this one in particular, because of the ramp right here, this area for me is an area that I kind of like to focus on. This wide area right here, and I target with that. So it's not all about just, you know, cutting people up, because you could do that, cause damage, they're going to freak out, you make the situation worse. But instead, if I could aim with this, it's more about control. So I'd rather have control than damage. Okay, people always want damage, but you cause damage, lose control, people freak out, things get worse, you know. So this one right here, I feel like with this area, I can target with that to trap, push people away, move people away, and get some control. So I like that aspect as well, you know. So you got this whole like wedge area that you can manipulate with. And so pretty much this is the Desangut knife. Once again, this is the Filipino martial arts karambit. And to go with it, here is the trainer drone. And this is the one where you could get all the practice, the wear and tear goes on this. And then this is the one that you take care of and hopefully never have to use. So that's it for now. Thank you for viewing and take care, folks.